We were the first statewide elected official to do public events in Judea and Samaria. Because we understand history, we know those are thousands of years of connection to the Jewish people, and I don't care what the State Department says, they are not occupied territory, it is disputed territory. We opposed vociferously the Obama-Khamenei-Iran nuclear deal, and we oppose any attempt by the Biden regime to reinstitute that or to do anything to help the Iranian regime. Florida really has a blueprint for success, and I think some of the things that we do that work are, we're all about exercising leadership and delivering results for the people that we represent. I did not take any polls when I became governor all the way through this entire term. The job of a leader is not to stick your finger in the wind and try to contort yourself to wherever public opinion may be trending on one given moment. No, the job of a leader is to set out a vision, to execute that vision, to show people that it's the right vision, and to deliver concrete results. And when you do that, the people respond. And boy, on November 8th, did they ever respond in the state of Florida. One of the things that happened was the storm knocked out a bridge going to an island called Pine Island, and it knocked out the causeway in Sanibel in 3 different locations. Now, these were not state bridges, they're not state roads, but they came to me and said, can you help? And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna help. So we looked at the bridge and we said, okay, what are our options? No red tape, no bureaucracy, get it done, time is of the essence. We undertook the mission. 3 days later, we reconnected the bridge and opened it back to Pine Island. Now, if you think some of these other states that are always bogged down in bureaucracy and red tape would have been able to get that bridge up and running in 3 days, I got oceanfront property in Arizona I would like to sell you, so please come talk to me. Of course that wouldn't happen. By Saturday afternoon, all the roads had been repaired, and a lot of these states are still haven't finished counting their votes from the election. What kind of a system is that? We know how many people have voted when the polls close. We know how many votes are outstanding. You count the votes, you report the results, and then you move on. You don't take a week to count. You don't have dumps coming in where you don't even know where these votes came from. So if people want to know how to conduct elections, look what Florida does. We've made ballot harvesting a 3rd-degree felony in Florida. We've banned Zuckerbucks in the state of Florida. We have an elections crime unit now, so that if you're voting illegally, you will actually be prosecuted, and people have been brought up on charges who voted and weren't even American citizens. And so that's the things you need to do. And so I hope some of these other people get with the program. But here's the deal. If they have ballot harvesting, then Republicans need to do this too. You can't just let them do it and then us sit there with 2 hands tied behind our back. So whatever the rules are, take advantage of that. We refuse to let anybody lose their job over a decision to take a COVID shot. And we passed legislation to protect, and we also prohibited any mandates for COVID shots on school children. That is a parent's decision. It cannot be mandated. We made sure to enact legislation thereafter that prohibits local governments from defunding the police in the state of Florida. And in fact, we're funding and then some. We're making sure that if people are engaged in rioting and looting and that type of conduct, they're not getting treated like they do in Portland, where they get a slap on the wrist and they get put right back on the street. In Florida, you do that, you're not getting a slap on the wrist. You are getting the inside of a jail cell, because we are going to hold you accountable for your conduct. The state of Florida has chosen education over indoctrination. We believe in supporting the rights of parents to play a fundamental role in the education and upbringing of their children. We support parental choice in education and have expanded private scholarships to almost 200,000 students throughout the state of Florida, the most in the United States. We reject We reject having our schools be a tool for ideology and therefore have banned critical race theory in our K through 12 schools. We are not going to use tax dollars to teach our kids to hate this country or to hate each other. No, we are going to teach about the United States Constitution. We're going to teach about the Bill of Rights. We're going to teach kids what it means to be an American, but we're going to teach the truth, and we're going to teach accurate history. We also are going to stand with parents so that what's being taught in the kids' schools is appropriate for the ages. And we have had the fight to ban gender ideology in our elementary schools. It is wrong to teach a kid that they were born in the wrong body. It's wrong to teach a kid that their gender is a choice. And in the state of Florida, that will not happen. And the whole idea that you'd even be talking about things like gender ideology really shows the effects of what I call the woke mind virus that's running wild throughout so many institutions in society. How is it that you have someone that will compete on the men's swim team for 3 seasons, then switch to the women's and somehow win the national championship for the women's? That is unfair to those women athletes who are training. They deserve an equal opportunity. And in Florida, that's exactly what they're going to get. We reject woke ideology in the state of Florida.